When did you start wearing hearing aids?
4 years ago?
4 years ago.
5 years ago?
God, I feel like I'm going to need them soon.
Mayor, I kept going, no, there's something about guys, most guys going, I don't need them, they say to their wives who are fed up with saying what, or hearing what.
Yeah.
I was okay like this, but if she was around the corner, gone.
Or in a restaurant.
Oh, restaurants still are tough.
I need one of those ear horn things.
Horn, so you can stick it up to them, in the direction. The trouble with these, which are brilliant, yes, in the restaurant, the person I'm talking to is louder, but so is the jackhammer across the street.
Oh, yeah.
So everything gets bumped up. It'll be fun when AI
it's going to figure it out.
Yeah, I think so too. The first time I put them in and walked across this, opened the door from the, to go out onto the street, and it was like, whoa! It was so vibrant. It was almost like my eyes were in a fist fight, my ears, and it was, anyway.
Well, it's like when you hear about people who can't see and then they get corneal transplants or some way that they can finally see, and it's just, sometimes they just, I've heard that it's so overwhelming that they kind of, sometimes they're like, oh, I don't know if I wanted this, but
well,
I guess
you don't
I
probably
can't really
surf
speak for the
the
blind.
same way through the Instagram or whatever, the Instagram, as Mary does. But you can tell I don't. But babies or infants or, toddlers who are all of a sudden for whatever reason, seeing their mother's face or hearing, and they just break into gales of laughter or crying or joy.
That is like crack for me. I love watching either videos like that or videos of like service men and women coming back and surprising their kids.
Yes.
At school.
At the high school graduation or the something, yes.
Or people who haven't seen their dogs for a long time and their dogs come up and freak out.
Nothing pisses me off more than to discover that the dancing dogs are actually AI. That just irritates.
What dancing dogs are AI?
You can see something that's just a little bit too far-fetched.
Yeah.
Rabbits who do something and sing,
Yeah.
No. But I want to so believe it when I first see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
that's rude. Mean-spirited.
Yeah, they should have a big AI stamp so you can know going in. My kids, we watch a lot of shark content. They just are really into sharks, and they like and they're 5 and 3, so they even like kind of. I should not be showing this to them, but especially with AI stuff, where these enormous sharks, the size of like a cruise boat, will come out of the water and swallow a whole
seal or something.
Yes, and just say, oh, that's not an actual shark. But then we got to go out on one of my daughter's friends. Their family had a boat, and then we jumped into the ocean, and that was I was very pleasantly surprised that my child would still go into the ocean thinking that there are sharks that size.
My daughter, Kate, at that age, just fell in love with sharks and loved swimming with them, being in a cage around them. She did everything. She just loved
she's
sharks.
Done the shark cage? How many times have you done a shark cage? I've never done
How many times have I been underwater? Very few.
Oh, really?
Yeah, snorkeling, I'm okay. Scuba, no.
You're a real champion for the ocean, so that surprises me.
In ballrooms.
Okay.
Raising money in boardrooms, Do
you get seasick?
No, not really.
I don't either.
Yeah. Mary does.
Gross.
Okay. Will Forte. Really, this is...
Are we starting this? Let's start.
Yeah, let's start this. But really, I think you and I should figure out how we can win at game night.
Just by playing our games.
Oh, see, you're very confident, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, we're solid partners, but it's also I hate it when we're not on the same team. I feel like
I bet you say that to all the boys, so don't you?
I like the competition, though, of having the team split apart. I think it makes us stronger as gamesmen so that when we do get to be on the same team, then we're that much better.
I want to keep going with games, but we're headed towards 4 seasons because Mary and I started to binge the 2nd season last night in preparation of seeing you, and you're wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
By the way, everybody's really wonderful. It's so much fun.
Wonderful group, yeah.
Yeah, and it's fun just to hang out with you all as a group, besides the wonderful writing and all that. But you are on that kind of a gamer. You're always trying to get people to do something on 4 seasons, and that is you.
Yes.
I have played more games around you than any other, indoor, outdoor, all of the above. So give me your list of games that you love most. I mean, we play Codenames a lot.
Codenames is fantastic. I love that one, but I think my favorite all-time game, well, I have 2 favorites. Number 1, running charades.
Oh, yeah.
I get so into running charades. It's my favorite. And Can Jam is co-favorite.
That was the one. We just were in that lovely Hawaiian island recently, Mary and I, and we were reminiscing about Can Jam. Can Jam is a contact sport. I mean, that Frisbee coming at you and you're trying to swat it into the can. Do you all know about Can Jam? Describe it, please.
Can Jam is... you have basically 2 trash can type, 2 bins. Each one has a slot on it, and
a little horizontal slot where a Frisbee could pass through it.
And there are 2 teams. The bins are like 50 feet apart, something like that. So I'm flipping a Frisbee, trying to get it in the slot of this bin
for the most points.
Yes, or over the top, and that's an automatic game winner if you get it in. Unaided.
Yeah.
And then if it's off the mark a little bit, and Ted, who's my teammate, swats it into the bin, we get 3 points. If he swats it and it hits the side of the bin, you get 1 point. And if I just hit the bin without it going in, that's 2 points. And it is.
I don't remember the swatting hitting the outside of the bin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's that makes it really interesting because you can throw the Frisbee way off. Did I say it's a Frisbee? It's a Frisbee. Yeah. You can throw the Frisbee way off and somebody can make this acrobatic dive and hit the Frisbee towards the bin and still save it.
I'm sizably older than you, but I do remember after about an hour of swatting that Frisbee, your hand hurt like hell.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
You get Frisbee injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you develop kind of a Can Jam callus after a while, but it's there.
Yeah. Very competitive sport.
Yeah. Those are my 2 tops. As far as board games, though, Codenames is the best because it also means hanging out. I don't play Codenames with a lot of people, so when I think about Codenames, I'm thinking about you and Mary, thinking about Kristen Shaw and Rich, thinking about John Solomon.
John, how is John?
Alexis. John's doing great.
Give them my love, will you?
I will.
You guys have been writing partners on and off forever.
We met sophomore year of college. We were basically parent trapped. Oh yeah, I had this friend Anne. He had a friend Lisa, and they were friends with each other. And they said, "Oh, we think you two would really like each other." So we all took a history class together. And at UCLA, those history classes can be so big. They have a little discussion group that's like 12 people. So we did a discussion group, and that's how we really got to know each other.
We're going to be writers, just friends.
Oh yeah, John was in film school at the time, or he was in. He was a film major and then went to UCLA film grad school also. So he's a film all the way, and I was just a history student. I didn't know at that point what I wanted to do. I thought I was going to maybe do what my dad did, which was be a stock analyst or something with stocks and bonds, which was.
Did that pay off later in life? Do you trade on your own or anything?
No. Oh, no, God. No. I don't know anything about it. I do remember back in the day when I was 11 years old or something like that, he said, "Hey, I want to teach you about the stock market." So over the years, had a little bit of $200 or $300 from allowance and birthday presents and stuff. So he said, you can pick some kind of company and I'll show you how the stock market works. And so I picked NutraSweet had just come out. So I was like, okay, I love NutraSweet and I think people are going to love this. So we went and found the company. I'm not going to
out them
because not a huge fan of that company.
Yeah.
And but I had put my money into it, and that was it made a little bit of money, not a ton. And that was, it's not a great story, but that was what, how I first entered the stock market. Yeah. And then I just thought, oh, that seems like a fun way to go through life. But that's, I don't know anything about anything.
Well,
when it comes to that
all
stuff.
I know now is it's I don't mean a rigged game in a conspiracy way, but the way things get traded now, it is, it's rigged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least the house has a much better chance of winning than you.
Yes. There's been some shady stuff with the market the last couple of years.
Yeah. We're going to war. No, we're not. Going to war. No, we're not. Well, let's just...
In all the trades that are happening, like right before the announcements.
Yeah. So back to John.
At least nobody's looking into it. So.
Yes. And I think as long as you declare, I'm stealing, I'm robbing you blind, I think that's okay.
Yes.
That's all right.
Yes.
Just declare it. Yikes. So go back to John. So did he go to SNL with you? No.
John had an interesting route because he didn't. He did he worked for a private detective for a while.
Seriously?
I don't think he was a private detective himself, but he was doing
research.
I can't remember exactly what he did. I don't think he tailed people, but he did work for a private detective. He also filmed trauma cases at UCLA, so he would come back and, tell me about all the crazy things he would see. It would always be balls related. Somebody had something crazy happen with their balls and he had to film it. So it was like, I mean, people are having things happen to their balls all the time.
And they sue and go to the private detective to prove that they're... Oh, this was separate.
Yes.
Oh.
But I also have a friend who's a doctor who would show me the crazy x-rays when some people would get stuff up their butt. So those were, because that's this was kind of pre-internet, now you can see stuff like that all the time. But back.
And do you, Will?
I don't seek it out because I desensitized myself to it from earlier viewings. It's just, let's move on. Keep going.
John, I'm heading towards Last Man on Earth, which is where I really met you.
Yes.
Really. And John, because you guys were both writing that, right? And and then the beautiful Alexis. I thought he would never get married.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was funny because my two besties were John and Dave, who you also know,
right?
And we were all. I guess Dave was with Alana back then, but John and I were. John met Alexis during that show, and I was still kind of single. So I was so happy when he met her because she's wonderful,
wonderful.
And then Dave married Alana, and then eventually John married Alexis, and then I met Olivia. So it was,
I wasn't putting a lot of money on you getting married.
I wasn't either. I was starting to think, oh, maybe it's not in the cards for me, because I always thought I would have kids when I was 25, 26, the age that my parents started having kids, and always wanted them. But then I just thought, oh, maybe I'm too old. So it just kind of came out of nowhere.
And one of the most beautiful women in the world.
She's very beautiful and a great mom,
most lovely
great
children,
wife,
great wife.
Yeah,
unbelievable. I remember it was a game night. You said, I think I'd like you to meet so and so, Olivia, who when before
that was a big deal.
That was a big deal
because for you and Mary to meet her, and then also to see how she is playing games.
Yes.
because that I've played games with people before, and that was like kind of the thing that was like, oh, I don't think this is the right match.
For me, it was also, I don't know, I'll let Mary speak for herself. For me, it was also how well she could love our very strange and wonderful friend, Will. And she actively loved you really well. So it was like, oh, good. All right.
Yeah, it's you have to have a very specific mindset to be able to put up with me as a partner. And she's somehow is able to do it. I still challenge her all the time, and she somehow is still with me. She's the best.
And 2 kids. Wow.
2 kids. They're wonderful.
And I don't really know your youngest. I really don't. I think more infant.
You're going to see her in 3 days.
I know, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, you haven't seen her since she's had a personality, really. She's a little sweetie. She's kind of got a devilish streak. She's going through the three-nager stage.
Yeah. Wait, the what?
Three-nager. You would hear terrible twos all the time.
Yeah.
We sailed through the twos.
Yeah.
The twos were easy. It was once they turned 3, they seemed to really have.
That's accurate, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So you heard three-nager was the term that's out there now. And Zoe is so sweet. I can't wait for you to see her. She's just a delight. And Cecilia is a delight also, but she's still kind of going through the three-nager stages of,
the other end of it? Or
I want this. I want that.
Yeah. We have a young grandson named Sonny who's discovered the word no at I think he'll be 2 in October, but just delights in it. It's a very powerful word when you first discover no.
I know. Oh, yeah. And you just
use it all the time.
Using it.
Yeah.
Oh, that just made me think of there was a very fun period, which is when they discovered, if you drop something or, you would say, and so they would just force something to fall over and go, it is the cutest.
Yeah, we do, oh no. And oh no has become his favorite.
Oh no, I love that. And it includes the word no, so he probably loves it.
Yeah, oh no. Back to 4 seasons. Is there a 3rd season?
There is. We just found out a couple weeks ago. Oh, wow. We get a 3rd season. So I have heard a little scuttlebutt on where we might be going because, every year we got to go to Italy last year, and I am not allowed to say all this stuff, but I'm very excited about the things we are potentially going to be doing for season 3.
Isn't that great? And they're buddies, aren't they? I mean, it's Tina you've known forever.
Oh yeah, I've known Tina forever, and everybody else have just met for the first time season 1, except for Steve Carell, who had hosted SNL a couple times, but I didn't know him well, and everyone gelled together so quickly. It was so easy to do these scenes where you had to pretend like you were liking each other because you really did like each other. And there was one of these group scenes, there was a big dinner table thing that was, I think, the first night we were all together. And it already season 1, yeah. And it felt so natural and easy to act like friends with everyone because everyone was delightful. So it's been really nice to have this job where you're knowing you're going to be back together with these people who are now like a little family. So it's very exciting because we're not always so lucky, right?
No.
I mean, you have been incredibly lucky in your career to have been part of some very long-running things. Part of my favorite sitcom of all time, Cheers, which I'm not just saying because I'm here. You can look it up. I always say that Cheers is my number 1.
I heard you and Amy this morning talking about it when you were on her podcast.
It's the best.
Yeah, it was beautifully written.
Yeah. So well written and
directed, with a shout out to Jimmy Burrows.
I know.
Yeah. Did you work with him?
I never did.
Yeah.
Never did. Always a
different vein of comedy. I love all the different schools or veins, threads of comedy. There's the huge SNL Groundlings kind of thread of comedy. Going further back, there was the Mary Tyler Moore, MTM, All in the Family, all of those different threads. We're very lucky, aren't we?
What's your favorite sitcom of all time?
Yikes. Sitcom, are we going to say 3-camera live, or?
It could be, I would count Malcolm in the Middle. I guess half-hour comedy. I'll say half-hour comedy.
I'm still discovering. I mean, I'm slow to the catastrophe.
Sharon Horgan and Rob Delaney.
I'm just delighting in that because I'm working with Rob now.
Oh,
so there's so many, to be honest. There's so many amazing comedies out there. So
Did you have
it's impossible
one like before you made it big? What would
Mary Tyler Moore was Destination?
Yeah.
Let me start at my origins. Was Dick Van Dyke,
and he's still alive, right?
Yes. And up till, I don't know if he's still doing it, he's still dancing and hoofing and singing.
That's amazing.
They put up in his garage on certain holidays. They'll open the doors and have a little stage there, and he'll perform for neighbors. He's just magnificent.
How do I go see that? Where does he live?
Well, I'll give you the exact address, and we'll both go to. But
do you know him? Have you?
Yes,
must have.
He played
him.
I stalked him as soon as I was had enough success that I felt like I had the right to approach. My heroes, which is the best part of being successful, is being able to go up and talk to people.
Yeah. When they're delightful people.
I've been lucky so far.
Yeah.
Carol Burnett's also a
really?
Delightful person. Amazing. Anyway, I worked with him, and then we did a podcast with him. We all went to his home with cameras and talked to him a couple of years ago. So, I actually feel like I at least have him firmly imprinted in my heart. But he was my early on hero.
Oh, that's so cool.
How about you? I heard you talk about also Monty Python. John Cleese, to me, was like all of them, but he was physical comedy. Was like,
yes.
Monty.
Yeah. Monty Python was a big deal to me. My ultimate was always Steve Martin. Steve Martin was.
Why? Tell me. Me too. But tell me what is it that all of you, so many of you, it's either David Letterman or Steve Martin are way up on
Letterman's
the
other one. Letterman, Steve Martin, SNL were my three main. And then, loved Monty Python, loved Kids in the Hall, loved, SCTV, all,
Steve Martin, why?
I don't know.
Because he was so new and different and willing to be silly?
I don't know. It's like, why do you love guacamole? I don't know. It just tastes good when you put it in your mouth. And
same with Steve Martin.
Yeah, I watched it and
Thank you.
I realized as it came out, I was like, okay, that sounds a little weird. I could have phrased that better, but he just I don't know, just delighted me in this way that I was like, who is it? And just everything, all of his stand-up. The Jerk is still, if somebody says, what's your favorite movie? It's the Jerk and Jaws are my two. I stick with the J's.
Yeah.
And then growing up, discovering Letterman, that was always, that was a nightly, my parents would let me stay up and watch Letterman every night. And I think I didn't have a lot of TV rules growing up.
So when did you come to the TV scene? In the When, in the 70s, late 70s?
Yeah, I was born in 70s. So I do remember when SNL came on, we would, when we were supposed to be in bed, this must have been, because I feel like, definitely I remember when Mr. Bill was on, we would try to, Mr. Bill was one of the, you remember Mr. Bill was a little segment that would be on SNL. It was the little like clay guy, and he'd always get smashed or fall off a cliff or something. And that was, for me, the number one thing I loved about SNL at the time, because I was so young. But we would stay up trying to watch it, and then when our parents would come in, we'd turn off the TV and then pretend we were asleep. But it was like back in the day when you could go in and just feel the TV and it would be blazing hot, so you'd know that we were up. And I don't remember getting in trouble, but yeah, we would stay up too late and watch SNL when we could. So that was a big thing in our household, and Letterman, as I said, and yeah, that just kind of from there found Steve Martin somehow. But that's the craziest thing, looking back, that those were my heroes, and then I got to write at Letterman for 9 months, and then be at SNL and get to actually meet Steve Martin and work with him as when he hosted. So that, very, very, very lucky to.
It is the number of people you met. Just being, how many years were you there? 8, 9, 10?
8 years.
8. 2002
to 2010. And it was, then the crazy thing is, I didn't really have any kind of plan. I was always a writer, so getting to SNL didn't feel like the first step in an acting career. It just felt like, oh, I got to go to SNL, which was my dream. So when I left SNL, I didn't think, oh, I automatically have this acting career waiting for me. It was, I wasn't like sought after.
Was Nebraska the first thing, one of the first things you did after SNL?
It was. Out of nowhere that happened. So
how did that happen? Did he tell you?
I still don't know. Well, I can tell you the timeline of it. So I leave SNL. I had MacGruber was coming out. The end of the 2009-2010 season was, say, like May 10th, and then MacGruber was coming out May 17th. Well, then MacGruber just completely shit the bed, and we were
delighted, a lot of us, but maybe shit the bed.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like it wasn't for a couple of years that we felt like we could tell people we're kind of giving it a chance. Yeah. But at first, it was just devastating. You're like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. We made this movie that we loved, and we were proud of it. And then it just, for some reason, people didn't want to go see it. And then my agents and manager had convinced me, like, we think that now is the time to leave SNL. They had said this for the last couple of years, but I was saying, hey, I'm still having a great time here and want to stay. And this was the first time that it made sense to me, because they said, look, your profile in the world as a performer is not going to change if you stay for one more year. What would be the ideal thing to stay would be to get a movie that you could make, like an SNL movie. That's not going to happen after what just happened with MacGruber. So you're going to have to get out,
now,
try to do something.
This, your head?
No, this is my agents and manager.
Okay.
They said you're going to have to leave at some point, and it's always going to be a crapshoot of what happens. And we feel like it's time for you to see what else is out there. And it made a lot of sense. And then on the personal side, my sister was having a kid, and everyone was out on the West Coast. I was turning 40. So I said, okay, I think you're right. You're probably right. And I just thought, who knows what'll happen acting wise. I'll probably just go back to writing, which I loved. So for like a year and a half, I didn't really do anything. I was, and then Andy Samberg reached out and asked if I would come do a part in the Sandler movie. He and Sandler were doing that movie. God, now That's My Boy, which used to be called I Hate You, Dad, I think. So that was kind of that was the very first thing that I did after SNL, but that was like a year and a half after I left. And then a couple months after that, I did Akiva Schaffer, who was another of the Lonely Island guys. He was directing this movie called The Watch. And so I got to do a small part in that. So that was the plan from my agents and manager. Like, oh, let's do, see if you can get small parts in comedy movies and eventually find a way to get back into a bigger part in a comedy movie. And then out of nowhere, this Nebraska thing happened. My agent had called up and said, there is we talked to Alexander Payne and he wants you to put yourself on tape for this movie Nebraska. And looking back, I don't think he was asking about me. I think they had said, hey, if we sent you a tape of Will Forte, would you throw it away or burn it? And, and he said no, because he'll basically watch anybody's tape. He's amazing when it comes to casting. He just doesn't care. He will watch anybody, whether you have any credits or not. He just watches everything because he's just such an outside the box thinker. So I turned in this tape of me doing a couple of the scenes from the movie. And then I was like, oh, these are, I feel pretty good about this. Like, I'm not embarrassed to turn these into them. Never thought in a million years that I would somehow be in this movie. But anyway, I turned them in and then immediately forgot about everything. I just didn't even think it was a possibility. So I just moved on with my life. And for 6 months, didn't hear anything. Wow. But it wasn't like I was waiting and going like, oh, I want to hear what happened with that Nebraska tape. Because I just thought there was no chance anyway. So it was the biggest surprise when after like 6 months, I heard, oh, Alexander saw your tape and he wants to bring you in to have you read in person. And then I was terrified. There's a safety in doing your own tape. You can do a million takes and then you pick the one, so it was really terrifying. And I almost didn't even go in. I was just scared. But my agent said, you're being a fucking idiot. Go in there, do this audition.
Here in LA.
So I went in and then I felt like I didn't do a great job. I felt okay about it, but I don't know. I don't audition very much. I haven't been in a lot of those rooms, so I get really nervous. But thank God the character in that movie is a little nervous anyway. So, and then I just heard over the next couple weeks, I kept hearing that I was in the mix, but I was like, oh, I'm not going to get this part. And then one day just got a call from Alexander that he wanted me to be in the movie. And it was the most incredible. I couldn't believe it.
Tell me the cast again. Bruce Dern, obviously.
Bruce Dern, June Squibb.
Oh yeah.
Bob Odenkirk were the main members of the family.
You were so good. So good.
Thanks,
I remember Mary and I went to a screening. And
I remember that was the first time I met you guys.
Yeah.
I was, and I think it was at the St. Mary got an award that night for her singing in, was she in the movie Last Vegas?
Yeah.
Did she sing in that movie?
She did
feel like,
sing
or
in
I
that
saw
movie.
her singing. There was some, they were she got some kind of major shout out, if not an award for that.
So I sucked up to you just as much as Mary did, and I'm trying to figure out why I didn't get a part in Last Man on Earth when that came around. Because I sucked hard.
Well, I mean, that was another crazy one. So because of Nebraska, I feel like that really helped me be able to. That led to Last
you
Man
got
on
a lot
Earth.
of recognition from that too. I remember.
So I'm so thankful. Lorne Michaels, thank you. Alexander Payne, thank you, because those were really helped create all these opportunities. Last Man on Earth was the main one, and then to start that, and then we're looking for 2 characters, and to hear that Mary Steenburgen was interested in being one of the characters. Oh, forget about it. And then I remember when she came and joined, and we just had a great time together. And then you came for the first time. I remember, oh man, I was so nervous. I was so nervous around you for so long. And you couldn't be a nicer person, but just like
I was still sucking a little bit by the time I got there.
There were only 7 of us. We kind of capped out.
Yeah, that's true. It's not something that was seriously, that was an amazing show.
Oh,
has it been no, you don't have to re-release things now. It's just always there.
Do you know what? There is a French comedian who is actually doing a French version of the show. I don't know what stage they're at, but I can't remember if they had to ask permission or if they just said he's doing it. But I would have said yes anyway. But this guy's pretty awesome. I'm excited to see what he does with it. I don't know how closely he'll follow the pattern that we made, but I don't care. He can do whatever he wants with it. So I'm excited to see it. But
that first episode was truly magnificent.
Oh, thank you.
It really was.
God, it feels like a million years ago now.
And all Mary wants to do is go to work and laugh. That's her great joy, is to go to work and laugh. And boy, I remember she would come home and she said, I begged Will not to put a camera on me because she could not laugh and ruin takes. And I think it was your tuning your guitar before you sang, and you kept tuning it and tuning it and tuning it for like. And one thing about you, you're not shy about milking a bit to the very end of time, and then finally you get to start singing, and all you do is kind of tap the side of the guitar. You never touch the strings.
That was the one thing about doing the show on Fox. I mean, thank you, Fox, for letting us do it for 4 seasons. Well, a couple things. You don't get to swear, which I think there was something fun about that too, because I don't think we needed swearing, and it made us get a little more creative. But every once in a while, there'd be something that was really funny that was considered too risque. Like there was one time, Jason Sudeikis improvised something where he brought up goat piss, and they said, "You're not allowed to say goat piss." Okay, we'll let you say it once, but then he refers to it a second time, and they're like, "No, you can't say it the second time. We'll let you say it the first time, but not the second time." We're like, "It's really funny. If you can say piss once on TV, why can't you say it a second time? If you can say piss once, you should be able to do an episode where all you say is piss for the entire episode. Like it just makes no sense to me." Anyway, the second time they made us take out the actual, he says like goat piss the first time, and then he says goat piss. So that was the one thing. And then the other thing was just the time constraints, because the thing you're talking about is this, for people who don't know, there's this song called Closure that I would do every once in a while, every couple episodes on the show. I would just force people to watch me do this song. And I would tune the guitar for, like you said, maybe sometimes 2 or 3 minutes, just tuning the guitar, getting it just right. And then it's launch into the song and I never play the guitar. I'm just swatting it. But you would keep this really long version as you're editing of the tuning. And then you just have to cut the episode down. And I don't think we ever got to do a really long version of the tuning, because in my heart, that would have been like a 2 or 3 minute tuning the guitar and then launching in.
What did you have? 22 and a half minutes?
I think it was 21 minutes, 39 seconds and 20 frames or something like that.
Isn't that crazy? It's very hard to tell a story. Cheers started out at 24, I think.
Really?
20, which allowed you to have a teaser that had nothing to do with your story.
Wait, let me ask, as it was in syndication, would they have to like edit stuff out?
Probably. Don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And what I love now, because I've been doing a half hour on streaming, half hour comedy, you get your full 30 minutes and it's much easier to tell a complete story.
Yeah, just having that flexibility. It's tough. I will say there were so many times when you would think you couldn't take anything out of an episode and you're like, we got to take out 1 minute and 20 seconds out of this thing that you just don't think you can take any more out of.
Yeah.
And you always find a way to do it. And the show is always a little bit better.
Yeah.
When it's just, you gotta be merciless and take out a couple things you might like, but there's something about the pace of it that always felt a little tighter.
It's such a horrible phrase. Faster is funnier. And almost always true.
But I would love to be, well, that's the thing, just having the option to, because there were times when you did have to cut things that were, I mean, you'd find a way to keep your favorite jokes, obviously, but every once in a while, you'd have to cut things like that, the guitar tuning thing, which are just some of the weirder things that you don't need to make the story make sense, but just you like some of these more absurd things that just can't make the ultimate final cut.
I don't think I'm putting words into his mouth, but Mike Schur used to say that you guys really paved the way for a lot of other people, including himself, imagination that you can do this kind of out-of-the-box story on network. You've
told me that before, and that's really cool to hear, because he's one of the most brilliant writers out there. So
did you crisscross at SNL?
Oh yeah, we were at SNL for several years together, and so he is. You don't get much more funny and smart than him. He's just a delight.
He gave me such a second life with
that show,
The Good Place.
Good Place is so great. And now we have this other connection. It's like it's worked with Darcy Carden on this show, Sunny Nights, down in Australia, and somehow had never met her, even though you were tight with her. And
so many people know
100 mutual friends with her and had never met her. And she's like a sister now. She's the coolest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still going to kick her ass because she's coming on.
She has to
game night. She'll be there.
Learn what defeat is.
Actually, I like Jason better than Darcy, but that's okay. We can talk about that
They're
later.
both
Jason is
wonderful.
her husband. Yeah. One other.
I got to say, like, in terms of, I've always looked to you and Mary as the coolest couple there is on the planet.
Until this is going someplace bad. Go on.
No. This is going great. But I look at them because I'm like, what's going to happen in 100 years when you guys finally die at the age of 160? Which is like somebody has to carry the mantle, and it's going to be Darcy and Jason.
Just for fun, try to get that visual in your mind. I think there'll be a lot of relief that shrunken prune is no longer here. Sorry. All right. Before we move on to what I cannot wait. Well, I won't even say. You have a movie coming up that I want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
But just to finish up SNL.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, it's not while you were at SNL, it was later, but the story of you at Seth and Alexi's wedding, your speech at their wedding on Martha's Vineyard is a classic. I don't think was it captured? How do I know it? Because I wasn't at the wedding. It must have been captured on video.
It was captured on video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the rehearsal dinner, I did this character, Hamilton, who I used to do at SNL. Actually, much more successful as a wedding speech giver than ever at SNL.
Well, it depends if you pan the audience. I think there was some incredibly shocked, slightly horrified.
First of all, I just want to make it be known that Seth asked me to do this character at his wedding. So it wasn't, I didn't just go out and say, hey, I'm going to do this SNL character. I would never do that.
I'm going to check with Seth.
No, sure. Ask for sure. Okay. He asked. And so
on the night, I bet he didn't fess up to that. Anyway, to explain this character.
So this character, his name is Hamilton Whiteman, and he is, just this very dark soul. He's
a bit of a racist,
probably a little racist, misogynist. But at SNL we used to do these sketches. Solomon and I would write them together, where it would just be either a wedding toast or where you'd get to the last of the planned toasts, and then they'd say, "Does anybody else want to come up?" And you'd have this parade of weirdos come up. So Hamilton was one of these guys. Kristen Wiig would always come up with she was this character, I forget her name, but she would come up with a oxygen mask thing. And always have to bring her oxygen. And so we did that a couple times, and then we tried to make Hamilton, bring him outside of that to have him be the star of a sketch. And we always enjoyed it, but I don't think it ever really played with the audience as well as it played at table reads.
It's so wildly inappropriate.
Very inappropriate. Yeah. And we wrote, so John Solomon and I wrote this toast together, and there were a couple things we had to run by Seth first. We're like, is it okay to say this?
Go ahead, give it a.
I mean, there were, that's the thing. He has a full video of it, but he's like, I'm just going to hold on to this just because this is our, and I understand. I think it's, it goes there.
A lot of Alexi, his bride of the evening's family members and extended family were fairly shocked, I think, upon occasion.
I think that when you are Seth Meyers' in-laws, you get a little desensitized.
Yeah.
I mean, he is one of the funniest people out there, and he's also surrounded by, so many funny people that they have amazing sense of humor themselves, and they're the Ashes and the Meyers, and they're just I love that family. So they were all appreciating the spirit of the night. Certainly, I'm not even going to say who came, but there was somebody who came on like right after me and unintentionally gave a way more offensive toast than I ever would. Yeah. Anyway, then the funny thing is, Andy Samberg, who was there at the wedding, said, hey, he was getting married in 2 weeks. So he said, hey, will you do a Hamilton over it? So I got to do a Hamilton there. And then I did a Hamilton at my friend Pete Hike's wedding. And I think I'm going to do another one next year. Somebody just asked me. So it's fun to get out there and continue doing this character who probably shouldn't be on television in any way.
Well, I don't even. You're so committed to all these characters that you do, so committed that there's not an ounce of how kind and nice a human being you are. But I think it helps that people know what a sweet, kind man you are in life.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
To watch this come out of you makes it even more funny and horrifying. Okay.
I purge all the demons through these things so that I can, so my inner, so now talking to you right now, I'm a pure angel.
You do?
Yeah.
Can I speak to Hamilton for a minute?
Yes, you may. God, I can't remember his voice.
Okay, movie time. Just the title of it. Just the title of, and then you can tell me the story of how it came into being. But Coyote versus Acme.
Yes.
And I guess the log line is, he's suing Acme.
Wile E. Coyote is suing Acme, yeah.
Well, go ahead.
For all these
faulty,
faulty products that have blown up in his face and caused grievous bodily harm over the years. So he's suing Acme. And this is Wile E. Coyote who is suing Acme, and then I'm his lawyer.
Right.
And then the head of the Acme legal team is John Cena. And so it's this wonderful blend of live action and animation, kind of in the spirit of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And man, I'm so excited for people to see this movie.
The trailer is fantastic.
Trailers, I love the trailer, but it's like the movie is even better than the trailer. It's just, and after, you must know the journey that this movie's taken.
I don't understand the journey, but I know it.
None of us understand it. Like, we made this movie. The script was really fun. We felt like we were doing the script justice, and I was like, oh, this is going to be really great. And then throughout the post-production process, as they're putting all the animation in, they're getting more and more excited about the movie. They start to test it. It's testing really well.
The studio is getting more and more excited.
Well, the director and the producers. The studio, we thought was excited about it. We didn't really know. And then once they were ready to show us the movie, that we got a call from the producers saying, like, we're so excited. It's been testing really well. It's finally, we feel like it's ready to show you guys. And this was a Tuesday night. And they said, we're going to show you next Tuesday. And the next day, I got a call from my agent and manager saying, okay, we've got a little bad news for you. Warner Brothers is not going to release this theatrically. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's a bummer, because you just don't get a lot of movies in theaters anymore. Right. Everything's streaming. So
this is 3-4 years ago, right?
This would have been, about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. And so I thought, okay, we'll streaming, great. And they're like, no, they're not going to release it on streaming either. And I was like, what are the other, I was like, what are the other ways they're going to show it then? And they're like, no, they're shelving it for a tax write-off. And it was devastating. The next day I heard they were going to still let us see the movie on the next Tuesday. So within that 6-day period, I was thinking, oh, the producers must just be, if they're doing this to this movie, it probably kind of sucks and they just are too deep in it to know. So I just thought, okay, let's go see it. It's, Warner Brothers must have some reason for this. And then we went and saw it on that Tuesday, and it's fucking awesome. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What? It was so frustrating and confusing. It just like, I didn't understand it. It was like, I was so proud of the movie, and it was, at the same time, I was like, my kids were never going to get to see this, because what we were hearing is they're just going to destroy the movie. Like it won't even exist. So for a while, it looked like there might be hope. We were told that they were open to entertaining offers for the movie. And then what I heard were very legitimate offers had come in and they just weren't able to make a deal. So I started questioning whether they really were wanting to make a deal or whether it was just performative to get people off their backs, because they were catching a lot of heat for it because they had done this to a couple other projects before us. And so I just gave up. It just over time, just couldn't keep holding on to that anger and frustration. So I just let it go and moved on, just thinking, okay, it'll never come back. And then out of nowhere, Catch Up Entertainment came in.
Catch Up Entertainment.
It's called Catch Up Entertainment. And they came in, bought the movie for a full theatrical release, and I'm so excited for people to see this.
When did that happen?
This would have been probably a year and a half ago. I mean, I kept hearing they were really trying to get it out early. Like we were doing Comic-Con last year, and at the time we signed on for Comic-Con, there was a scenario in which we were going to come out like a month after Comic-Con. And then then I heard, it might be January-ish instead. And then when I got to Comic-Con, they said, it's going to be August 28th. And I'm like, wait, but that's in like 4 weeks. And they said, no, of 2026. So
part of you must have gone, oh no.
Well, look, it was just because it's a as complicated a process as you get, because they have to work with Warner Brothers to figure out all this stuff. And there's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo that's got to go on. So that made a lot of sense. And they also really love the movie and want to make sure that they get it out there properly. So waiting that amount of time, while it was tough to wait, at the same time, I'm like, this is a movie for a while I wrote off as dead and just thought it was never going to come out. So I can wait a little while longer to get them to
when does it
release
come out?
it the right way. August 28th. And I think it's coming out wide release all over the globe same day. And
fantastic.
I just am, I don't think I've ever been as excited for people to see a movie.
My assumption is that even if you didn't grow up with, as we did with Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, you don't have to have that backstory in your mind.
You don't need to know anything about those characters. Right. It's an extra level of nostalgia. It's kind of, we will go and watch this movie, and it's like I'm pretty sure the feeling you'll have is the one that I had, which is like you're spending this time with this group of old friends that you haven't seen in a while, and it's really, it's a fun feeling. And man, to be on screen with these things is a very special honor. So that's exciting. But yeah, you don't need to know anything, and it's interesting because going into this, it is a legal. It's a story about a lawsuit. So when I was going in, I was like, okay, it's going to go one way or the other. It's either going to be something that's too adult for kids and too kids for adults. It's maybe just not going to be for anybody, or it's going to be for everybody, enjoyable on every level. And after I saw it, I was like, oh, this turned into the really wonderful version of it, where like, there is something for everybody. It is so fun to watch. And Dave Green, the director, did an amazing job.
Can't wait to see it. I'm almost tempted that we cut out the problematic origin story because
it makes you like, that was when I first heard what was happening. You automatically go to, okay, well, there must be a problem with that.
And I don't want people to think that, because when you see, when is the trailer out?
Trailer's already out.
Well, it is really funny trailer. You get it, I think, as an audience.
It's so fun. There's so much fun stuff in this movie.
For you. That's very
Thank
cool.
you. Yeah, I'm just excited people are going to see it. Like, who knows these days what's gonna find an audience, but just to
know that you're having a worldwide release, that tells you how good the movie is. Because even if somebody came along and bought it and thought they were taking a chance, nowadays, really good, fresh off being shot, we'll have it in theaters for 4 days, 5 days.
Well, the really fun thing is I know they've been sending it out to just a couple journalists here and there and movie critics, like a very small amount, just to, and I have, people have reached out about it and just are blown away by this movie, and they're all just as confused as we are. Like, why did this all happen? So, but then again, everything happens for a reason, and it is potentially because of this crazy roller coaster journey that more people might hear about it, because it's certainly an interesting story. But thank you, because you're part of the way that we're getting the story out is by letting me come and talk about it here.
I truly was very happy when I saw it. I went, what am I going to talk to Will about? Because we see each other and we've already had one of these moments. And I saw that, and I saw the 4 seasons too. Both of those things were like so good, made me so happy for you, and made me want to talk to you about it forever. But let's move on to one last couple of thing or two. Fame. How do you do with fame? Because people recognize you now when you walk around.
It's really weird at first. And I was like 32 when I got on TV. So I was already a kind of full-fledged adult. And it happened very gradually. And even today, I am nowhere near the level of like a Justin Bieber or whatever, who experienced this insane level of fame at such an early age. So like, I really got transitioned in and then never got to this,
rock
huge.
Star.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, is that you always think, oh, somebody, you always feel like you might be getting looked at, even if you're not. You just go out and you feel a little bit exposed. But
and your peripheral vision goes away when you're in public. That's the one thing I kind of miss.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And I won't go out. You just you have to think a little more before you go out. Okay, I might, who knows if some TMZ person's going to come. I mean, this stuff doesn't really happen to me or affect me, but you just
think
like
about it.
You don't feel comfortable with public nose picking. Make sure you're not you
zip up after
you might have to dress. Always wash your hands in the bathroom, but that's one you should do anyway. And I mean, these are all things.
Run that by me again.
For me, at the level I'm at, I never, it's always just like every couple days somebody will come up and say something nice. And every once in a while you'll have somebody come up and say something a little weird, but
like,
I don't know, just something, or usually it's when you're with somebody, when they're with somebody who might be a Last Man on Earth fan, and the other person doesn't know. It'll be like, well, I don't know who you are. I don't know. And it's like,
That's fine.
That's totally fine. I don't expect anybody to know who I am. Or like, if somebody comes up and says like, I'm not a fan of yours, but my dad is.
I love that.
I don't really like your stuff. I don't get it, but my dad is. And it's like, okay, you could have just said my dad's like, but that's not a huge deal. It's just like, but there are people who come up and say asshole things to people in every profession. So it's not a big deal, but the main thing is like, I definitely have had the tiny version of it, and it's disconcerting. And so like I just thinking about these young kids and what a weird thing they've had to go through. You give people a lot of grace. I feel bad for how weird it must be for people who aren't fully formed adults yet who have to go through it.
I've always said that being a celebrity at a certain intense level of it is like a 4-year-old in the middle of a room full of adults who are all focused on that child. You can spin that kid out just with the energy of everybody looking at that child or focusing on them, and it's the same thing.
By the way, you are a icon. So hearing how it's like, I'm more interested in what it's like for you, because
but it's never been the white heat that's unbearable. It's always been, hey, love your work. I've always been associated with a lot of funny, but I'm not, there's a difference between being associated with funny and being associated with sexy. Sexy, I think, must be a little harder burden to, carry around. People just smile and go, ha, you made me laugh, or you were around something that was funny.
It must be interesting for you because Cheers was on for so long, and it really did feel like you were America's family, America's dysfunctional family.
Airports are always where you can take the temperature of your success and who's watching what.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, like George Wendt.
Yeah.
What it must be like, because for him it would just be Norm everywhere. Norm,
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I know, awesome. It's too many. Yeah. Kirsty, George, Jimmy. Yeah. Just the season, I guess. I love you, my sweet friend. You are so funny, so outrageous as a performer, but also you have the Nebraska and the Four Seasons in you, and you're really a lovely, lovely actor, and I can't wait to spend game night with you 3 days from now.
I can't wait to do that.
Yeah.
And I do believe that we will work together at some point in our life. I agree. That's a good fit, actually. Yeah. Will Forte, give my love to Olivia. See you soon. I will. I'll see you in 72 hours.
And I can't wait to see the movie. It really looks fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.